Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Uni Prospects. And today we have a lot of stuff we're gonna go over, right? Alright, not a lot, but a good amount. Just focus on school, right?
What topics about school?
Alright. You know, like boys and girls relationships, right? You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Okay.
Imagine, you're very experienced with that, right?
Yeah, I mean, my school is definitely known for that too.
Why you lie? Why you lie?
No.
I said my school.
Boy-girl relationship, it could be friends, right?
You got
Nah.
I'll play. Keep going.
Yo, clean your lips, bro.
Bro, run it back.
I'm
bro.
hungry.
Okay, there's some white shit on there that's kind of...
Alright, bro. Hold the fuck up.
What?
Talk about your boy-girl relationships.
Oh, I thought we were going on the back. I just run it back.
Why?
Why? No, it's funny. Just go.
Alright. Me and my school at St. Francis Prep, I think
The whole location.
I'll get the federal name, bro. But I mean, at my school, for least, I think it's very known for a lot of people just being very social and a very outgoing and extroverted school. A lot of people have good relationships with each other, and everyone is friendly and also very down to earth, and also a lot of them like to talk with others, meet new friends, and everything. And yeah, I think compared to like normal public schools, maybe it's because it's much more of like a more
Community?
Caucasian and like no, just like
No?
racially, just like
Is there any community?
there's a lot of cliques, but I
Like,
think,
are you guys separated by race? Like
honestly,
ethnicity?
yeah, like, but from what I can see, just on like besides like a racial standpoint, it seems like everyone's very social and everyone likes to meet each other and socialize. And
Do you think like if you were a certain ethnicity, they wouldn't be friends with you? Or like they wouldn't like go out to be friends with you?
yeah, I mean that's what it is right now. Cause like I'm not white. I don't live in like Whitestone.
I mean, like the
so-
majority.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not even majority. Like all of them. Like it's not even a portion. Everyone is white or black. So like
That must have been like a culture shock, right? Because like you went from public school since like elementary, right? Where like there were like all different kind of ethnicities, but in our neighborhood, there's a majority of like Asians.
Yeah.
So like you always knew like at the end of the day, if you can't click with a white boy or a black girl or whatever, you know you had the Asians. Like, you know, like
and also definitely because the neighborhood that I was around is just like all Asian dominated schools, Franny, Dozo, and whatever. Coming to prep, it's like this really outlier, like in the middle of this whole neighborhood, and even the kids and the students that go to prep, it's all from other locations, Long Island, far up north in Queens.
you
or-
can't even click with them from like middle school.
Yeah, because they all have their own childhood friends that go to prep together, and like other private schools and whatnot. But within this area, it's definitely like a culture shock. It's like moment you walk in, you don't even realize the amount of people that are just like here in this one building. But like moment you step outside, you don't see them anywhere. Like maybe you go to like Bay Terrace.
Like, you're not gonna be walking around and you're gonna see like a peer or classmate.
They all live like miles away. Like Whitestone is close. Like
Though some of them live like mad far, like what is it?
Howard Beach.
Do they live in Astoria? No, right?
Astoria.
Some?
Astoria, Middle
Shit.
Village,
That's far, dude.
like Howard Beach. And basically, compared to your local like school environment in like Franny or Dozo, where it's like
It's neighborhood kids.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
not
all like
neighborhood school.
Hispanic, what is it, Asian, like Southeast Asian kids, and that's just all. Everyone has their own cliques, but also even if you're not in a clique, you can probably meet new people more easily due to being the same race or being in a
Definitely.
similar environment.
Ethnicity, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
but you're not the majority, and even out of other minorities, there's much more people, and the whole student enrollment in each school is bigger. So basically, yeah, like so regarding back to boy and girl relationships, I think I'll say this for like people at prep, they're much more comfortable, and also they're not as like they don't have their guard up as much, as in like everyone is nice to you, and also you get to know people, and like they will always treat you with kindness and everything. It's not so much of like cynical and like very guard up and just like kind of tired of you, for what I can say. And yeah, I think the whole boy girl friendship relationship, or like relationships regarding the school, it's much more easier. But I would say this, if like honestly, if you're white or black, then like yeah, prep is like perfect for you, because like you can.
I mean, you got your people there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's natural.
And like the environment is so much more different because of the extrovertedness and just like the socialization that everyone has, compared to like an Asian school where it's all just study and then look at your phone, you go home. But these people are like more sports dominated. It's more of a socializing. You talk and you get to know other people.
It's
networking.
athletics and stuff. Yeah.
So like clubs and all of that, like people come to hang out.
It's just harder
meet new
to
people.
relate, right?
Yeah.
It's harder to relate because like your priorities and their priorities are just so different. So like when you talk about things that are important to you, you're like, that's not important.
Yeah.
Like to them. So it's like you can't click with them because it's just like, if you don't even understand where I'm coming from, or like what my priorities and where my head is at, how am I supposed to understand yours? It's like, so it's just like the moment from the get-go, before like ethnicity does have stuff to do with it, with like people connecting, but like just because like you and me are Korean doesn't mean we're best friends. Like that's not why.
Yeah.
Like we've been through stuff. It helps that we have things that we relate, right? Just because from how we were raised, and just as David, like he's Chinese, but like we're Asian.
Yeah.
We're Asians, so it's just easier, right? But like I feel like when you just talk to someone with a different ethnicity, it's just like there's already that wall.
Yeah.
It's just like
Cultural,
different experiences, different cultures. So it's like, how am I supposed to really approach this, and how am I supposed to? Because like if I say something, like not only would they might not like agree, it could also offend them. You never know, and vice versa. What they say could offend you.
Like for example, I feel like in Asian culture, like corporal punishment is like just like punishment for your parents, right? I feel like it's more of a common thing, but in like white culture, I don't see that as much.
It's like if you did it, you do the time. Like, you did the crime, you do the time.
Yeah, like that's, I think, in a way how it shows that people like them are offended by it, corporal punishment and.
I mean, I feel like it's just another way to make it more harsh, so people just get their act together, get their shit together. I think, like, at the end of the day, laws are only there, and punishments are only there to scare you enough to not really, commit the crime. They just want to scare you.
Okay, Philip.
It's true.
Don't expose yourself on the camera, okay?
They really just want to scare you, bro.
But yeah, going back to the boy-girl relationships thing, like,
I think
just
that's
like
no experience. Not funny.
Nah,
Yeah, but he has a good amount of like girlfriends. David has a good amount.
okay. Yeah.
How is it at Bronx?
Yeah, so I was just gonna bring up Bronx, like how.
Just get delivered in 12 weeks though.
Okay, bro. So like.
Find that out.
It's fine. I can show them the whatever. I'll tell. Okay, story time. So I was talking to this girl, okay, and then I said,
"Wait, you finna display the L
I don't give a fuck.
on 4K?
I don't give a fuck."
Alright.
So I was talking to this girl, and I said, like, "How was your day?" or some shit, right? This is like March or April, and 3 months later, she responded. That's why it's like in our friend group it's called like the 12-month incident. Or like, 12 weeks, and they just make fun of me, like just
Nah, cause like,
but yeah.
I mean, you want to explain like the in-person interaction, or only want to explain like what?
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
Okay.
Alright.
See you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Love you too.
Okay, stop, bro.
But do you want to explain to them the in-person situation that happened?
Oh, okay. So like last, obviously this is like last school year, right? And like we didn't really have any classes in common, and like after I got left on red, left on delivered for 12 weeks, the new schedules came out for the new school year. So now I'm in her Spanish and AP Bio class, so 3 periods per day
Oh,
out of 9.
I wasn't talking about that
What
in-person.
What in-person interaction? Bro?
The in-person interaction.
Oh shit! Never mind. We don't gotta talk about that. But anyway. But anyway, nah. Fuck that bitch.
Never saw you run that fast in my life.
Nah, but
Never in my life, bro.
it's okay.
That's another story for another time.
Yeah, she chopped. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But-
you have to realize. How long did it take you to realize that?
A year or so. Anyway.
It's all
A
good.
year.
No,
but
because
12
there's no competition at Bronx Science. Okay. Okay. Anyway, no. But like.
Then can I ask, what about like just like in general, just like how is the environment regarding like, I guess from what you see in other people and how they interact, and also like with you and how you talk to other people.
Yeah.
Is
So in Bronx Science, or like this is probably applicable to like all specialized high schools. So like a lot of them are fucking NPCs. Like half of them, they're just like bots. Yeah, and they're like, and like all they do is just like put their head in their notebooks and like study every day, every hour of the day. Like in their free periods, they don't do shit. They just go to the library and study. And like they really have like very little friends and like human interaction. Like I mean, like I understand, like, you know, you want to like have a future for yourself and like, you know, like you're setting yourself up for success, but like I mean, maybe this is just me, but like my personal philosophy is like, what the fuck is the point of life and like getting to like a high like social standing if you're not gonna have fun like on the way, right? Like you're supposed to, you know, like this is your life, right? You're, you know, this is a journey where like you bring all your loved ones with your like on your journey with yourself, and like, you know, you guys have fun together, but like these people, like they just don't do that. So half of my school is NPCs.
Yeah.
Maybe not half, like maybe a third, but like the rest of the people, you know, they're just regular kids. You know,
Smarter for sure.
yeah, but like the thing is, it also touches on upon like, you know, this diversity problem that happens at SFP. Like a lot of I can't speak for like Brooklyn Latin or HSAS, but in Bronx Science and like in STI and Brooklyn Tech, I know for sure there's like pretty few like African Americans, and this is like, as you said, like you have trouble like fitting in St. Francis Prep, but I feel like it's the same for like a few like minorities in our school as well. But
Is it only just like less like African Americans, or and like mostly what is the Asian, like brown, or
in our school,
You guys are really like specialized schools. Just rename it to like Asians.
yeah.
It's like an Asian high school. Cause like, I mean, New York has been. They've been like the board of ed. They've been striving to like fix that. But I mean,
the diversity.
I think the way they're doing it is incorrect. They're just altering our chances. But I'm all for giving fair chances to all. But I mean, it's just the culture difference. For us Asians, it's like, okay, elementary school, you do good in elementary. Then you get into like what, SB or GT in middle school. And then after that, you do good on the SAT, you go to specialized, SAT, and then Ivy League. That's like, you know,
that's the standard.
that's the trajectory, right?
Yeah.
But for African Americans, it's like, or Hispanics, it could just be more like, have fun. Elementary school, like middle school, you do what you want.
Take it easy.
Take it easy. Now if the kid himself wants to get there, that's up to them. But it's just the culture difference is they're not so focused on school as much as Asians.
Don't want
And a
those
lot of
societies.
it is like, that's like, I don't want to generalize and stereotype races,
We're
but
not.
it's just like the culture of, you know, the other races other than Asians, and I know like it's harmful for Asians, like this model minority myth, right? Like, you know, there's a lot of Asians that, you know, don't enjoy school. There's a lot of artists. There's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of people who want to like reach their dreams and not, you know, submit to this like Ivy League and like
Doctor,
Yeah.
lawyer.
Yeah. Nobody wants
dentist.
to be. I mean, we want to make money at the end of the day, right?
Obviously.
But nobody wants to work or study 12 years to get there.
Yeah.
Like 12 years disregarding just from elementary to high school. Because after high school, it's your choice.
Yeah.
Whether or not how long you want to study. And like, for a lot of Asians, it's like, you know what? Like, what else can I do other than study my ass off? What else? Like,
It's not
it's hard.
Honestly, I think it's not Asians. I think it's just, like, immigrant parents. I feel like immigrant parents.
Because actually, I take it back. African Americans, right? I feel like African Americans who are born here, they don't care as much on education. But immigrants, like from like Africa,
African.
or like Haitian, like Haiti, like they really like they will beat their kids if they don't study. Like I've seen that before. I've had like a family friend, like my neighbor was Haiti, and like he's very like the dad, right, served in the military, like he's a detective now, like he's a good man and everything, like but like he sacrificed, like he went to the military too so that like he could give the kids benefits and stuff, right? And hey, fine, that's amazing. Like I don't think I could ever go to the military so I could get benefits for my children. Like I can do everything in my power to help them, but I don't know if I could like genuinely risk my life, go to war and stuff, you know? Like it's hard. It's very difficult, and it's not the matter of fact that oh yeah I could get shot. No, it's the mentality, like your mental health. Do you know how many veterans that suffer from like mental illnesses?
Yeah.
It's insane.
Speaking of veterans, happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day,
Yeah.
right?
Happy Veterans
But
Day.
it's insane, and like I have so much respect for my gym teacher who served in the Marines for 9 years, and I talked to her and she took a day off yesterday too, because she said she needs a mental day with her therapist once a week or something. And I was like, damn, I never understood that, because like for normal people, some normal people need that, and like imagine how much more like mental like safety and like help these veterans need, because like dude, like those little like Nerf guns that your kids play with, that could like you see that, yeah, it's all fun and games, but like that could just remind
Maybe
you
that could like trigger a memory or
exactly these little things, like you know what's crazy, I feel like you know those little things that you buy at the 99-cent store, the snappers,
fire.
dude, those can trigger them too.
Bro, like someone
those little
revving their
things.
car and
Exactly. Those little things, just from the sound, just from the noise, can trigger them. And the fact that like it makes them like these veterans, these strong like people who served us and like fought for us. How like yeah, they could be 6'2", like 240, all muscle, but they could turn into babies.
Yeah.
They could shut down, and it's scary to see how strong a person's body can be, but then how weak it can be when the mentality, when the brain is just so fucked up. So like I think going back on that with the boys and girl relationships, like in school, I feel like when you talk to like a lot of people, right, you get different kinds of opinions, and like your opinion shapes and then changes. You will never stick to your opinion forever. It will always change. It's everlasting. Like it will always change. Like last year, I could think that strawberries are the worst fruit ever. Okay. I don't know, but then after a year, I hang out with my friends, and like maybe my friends love strawberry. They love strawberry candy, from candy to ice cream to
cake, milk,
whatever. And then I start trying it, and I'm like, you know what?
This shit is mid.
Yeah. Oh. I was gonna say it's kind of good. But maybe it's like, you know what? Maybe strawberries aren't that bad. You know? So like, it's not gonna be as dumb as a stupid opinion about strawberries, but your opinions will change as you meet people.
Yeah.
And you are the person who you are, where like you will be the person you are with whoever you're surrounding yourself with. If you're gonna be with a bunch of smokers, you're gonna start smoking.
Yeah.
If you're with a bunch of nerds, you're gonna start studying. And
nerds.
if you wanna drink, and if you wanna party, if you're a person like life of the party, right?
Bro. Okay.
Then you party.
Okay.
It's just like that kind of stuff. But you gotta learn how to control that. Like it's good to be in different cliques. It's good to learn about that stuff, but never don't overdo it. Cause that's when like
have the awareness.
Exactly. But it's just like I feel like it's so dangerous in high school, cause like you're not aware yet. You don't know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
And like not every kid has the support system of their parents, or if not just their friends. You know, not every kid has like that best friend who tells them, "Yo, wake the fuck up! What are you doing?" Not every kid has it, and definitely not every kid is brave enough to even tell their parents everything. I'm not blaming parents, but to a certain degree, strict parents, I can see where they're coming from, cause they're like
the discipline,
and also like they're like, I know what the fuck you're doing. Like I know what you're doing. Like
you can't hide it. From
don't hide that shit. And yes, it's overbearing, and it can do the opposite, give more stress to the kid. But at the end of the day, it's like don't fucking play games with me. Like, be real with me. But I think you can achieve that without being so, like, overprotective. It's just really communicating with your child. And it's just like, some parents can't do this. Specifically immigrant parents. And also Asian immigrants. Because it's like this. Why the fuck are you talking to another girl? Why are you talking to, like, this girl? Why do you have so many, like...
Wait until college.
And that's you too. But not even just that. It's like, why the fuck are you hanging out with your friends every day? Those friends you hanging out with right now, they're not gonna be your best friends till, like, you get married. Or, like, until you have a job. Once you go to college, bye-bye. You know? It's like that. Yeah. It's just every Asian parent thinks like that. Specifically immigrants, because here's the thing. Here's the plain truth, and we have to understand this in their aspect. They left their friends. They left their family. They left things because they know that's life. People can leave, but people come and go, you know?
Not even that. Some of the parents, when they were children, had to leave earlier because of their parents, your grandparents,
Second
due to
generation.
war,
Yeah.
or like due to crisis
That's true,
or
too.
struggle, and like
I feel like a lot. I cannot speak. I can't speak for. I'm sick. I really can't speak for Chinese immigrants, but I can speak for Koreans because Korea was dead broke just like 50, 60 years ago.
that was after war.
We were going through poverty. It was bad. Like my dad would tell me stories about him as a child, right? So there's this thing called 그 떡 뭐야? What dog is that? It's like the peanut powder.
호떡?
아니.
Oh, the small like pink, white.
Not pink. It's like dog, but like it has peanut powder on it.
Oh.
Guys, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I'm Chinese.
콩가루.
Oh. Or misogaru.
Something like that. But like, so there was this thing, like, if you go to like a store, like any Korean store, right? Any Korean market, like Hansol or something, right? You'll see those little mini packages of rice cakes.
It looks like clay bricks.
It's rice cakes with like
Powder.
peanut powder, right? My dad would tell me stories. They couldn't even afford rice cakes, so what they would do is get the peanut powder and mix it in rice. Just put it in a bowl of rice and they would just eat that. That's what they had to do. And like when I was younger, my mom used to like, she said this was like kind of like, she would do this when it's like to remember like the good old days. She would get water and rice. She would get rice, pour water, cold water on it, like mix it. It's not even soup, right? And then she would get anchovies, like the smallest anchovies, like these little anchovies. Get some like little soy sauce, dip in soy sauce. Eat it with the rice full of water in it.
No.
And I was like, what is that? It's just like, that's what I used to eat when I was a kid.
Bro, like
That's like putting water in like those packaged like instant noodles. That's like putting cold water in the
Exactly. It was like, I was like, what is that? And I never understood. And it's like, that's the struggle they went through, right? And then and I feel like America's so messed up kind of because like they like kind of target that. I feel like they kind of advertise the American dream, and it's like, when you're going through such poverty, and then even if it's not true, or like even if you don't know if it's gonna be real or not, if you see some kind of opportunity, which is America, you're gonna jump on it. You're not gonna think. My dad told me once he married my dad, not my dad. My dad said once he married my mother, right? He said, only a week she told me she wanted to go to America. It only took him, right? Like after a week of marriage, and he said it only took him 10 minutes to make a decision
to move
to America. He didn't even have enough time to tell his family. He was already packing because he got tickets in 10 minutes. He got tickets and everything. He had $500 in his pocket,
and like
he left everything. Like he left almost everything. He only took his clothes, really his clothes, and $500 in cash. That was in Korean won too, like in Korean money. Right? And he went to America with my mother. My family didn't even know. They found out the next day. My dad just said, oh yeah, I'm gonna be going somewhere. Little did they know, he's in America.
Peace.
He's in America.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? I asked him like, why did you do that? Why did you not think before you did something like that? Because like, he never researched what America was gonna be like. You know?
Yeah.
He came here because he was like, you know what, fuck it. My parents couldn't give me a good education, but I want to do that for my child. It was just that simple reason. Just, I want to get out of poverty. I want to get out of poverty. Which is that simple reason. And it's like, when you go through such shitty times, and then you see a little glimpse of light, you're jumping on it
Yeah.
without thinking. And I feel like America kind of took that as like, yeah, that's why there's so many immigrants, so many immigrant workers working for minimum wage. That's why people say slavery is dead, but it's really not. It's really not.
Like,
If you really think about it. Because that's chump change. That's chump change. These big corporations, minimum wage, that's chump change.
you know, like 2 days ago, it was like in Tennessee they passed a law that
Yeah.
slavery was finally
Slavery is
abolished.
finally abolished.
And there was like, even in that poll, there was like 300,000 people that
Who voted like,
against
no.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's America's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, it is kind of the idiots that come here, keeping that stupid myth going. But it's not really their fault because when you go during poverty, it's just like I want to get out of here. So it's like I want to go.
I think back then, like, when they moved to America, their life in America was better than obviously their life back in their home
Definitely, it was better.
But-
But in the long run,
Like for their children,
Yeah.
sure. But I feel like I can't speak for everyone. But in my circumstance, right, when my parents came to America, it was a burden for me from the day one, from the day I was born. I had to do everything on my own, like from English to everything. Like my first language, I always joke around with not my friends, but like I joke around with people I know, like kind of like my family members. I tell them my first language is Korean, but it's funny because it's so ironic because I'm not fluent, I'm not perfect at Korean. But my first language was Korean
yeah.
because of the simple fact that my parents cannot speak English.
Mhm.
You know?
Mhm.
I learned English on my own.
Mhm.
What I would do, since I don't know why, I don't know what kind of kid I was, but when I was 4, since I was 4 or 3, my mom said that I would just be sitting, like I would turn on the TV, I would just be sitting watching the news or Dora or whatever, just learning English and stuff. Like that's what my mom said. I was like, I have no memory of that.
Yeah.
But she says,
Yeah.
she says when I was younger, like from age 4 to 5, I would just like it didn't matter if it was Dora or what. If it was English, I would just listen to it. I would just watch it. And she said that later on, I began to speak more English,
Yeah.
more and
No
more.
one knows how they like really learn.
I don't know how that happened,
Yeah.
but it's just like that kind of amazed me. It was like it's not that it amazed me. I'm like, oh wow, I did that. No, it amazes what a baby and a child can do.
Yeah. I just want to add, like, so you said you want to be a psychiatrist,
Yeah.
psychologist when you grow up.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, I learned this in AP Bio. It's called imprinting. It's like in any like organism or whatever, when they're like there's a specific time period where they learn a lot of things like like in a very short like period, and that's how like us we can pick up English and like our first language very easily when we're
Yeah.
babies, and like it's like for example like people like kids who are like abandoned, right?
Yeah.
Like when they're abandoned and when they grow up they can barely speak like languages correctly because it's past that time of imprinting where they can't learn as much as possible. Like that's why like right now we're having such trouble in school because we don't have this like time period anymore. We actually have to like try really hard to like
Get
this
down.
information into our brain. So yeah, that's what I learned about imprinting in AP Bio.
No, but that's pretty interesting because like
Yeah.
you learn about something like a language or like behaviors or tendencies that you get from your parents.
It's actually
That
you know what's more interesting? That this is from AP Bio, like biology, like organisms, and when we talk about organisms, we kind of like subconsciously take us out of the question, and
Think
think
about cells, like-
we just think of animals, kind of, right? But it's crazy that we are animals, we are mammals, and we do act in similar ways, very much. So it's like when you think about it, we are not so different. We really aren't, and that kind of amazes me.
And what is it? Speaking of that, I think what is it? Back to what you were saying. I think you were talking about the whole thing with your the immigration, like your
Yeah,
parents and
my
everything.
parents.
Like I think about something about that is like it's definitely not that our parents' generation was more desensitized. It was more of like through war, through like their parents in like
Just like
what they
Wow.
learned and everything. It's such a different scale, different generation, different society. So like
it's hard for us to understand.
yeah,
Correctly,
and
at
like
least.
I think that somewhat regarding like how people behave now, like people are much more softer. They I think you can like cancel culture. You can say
Yeah.
the wrong thing, people will get offended.
But I feel like I think it's wrong and it's not the best way to handle things. But in a way, it's a luxury.
Mhm.
It is a luxury. The fact that
This is this type of stuff you have to worry about.
yeah, it's a
You
luxury.
ain't like Americans ain't worrying about.
It's like for us, like our parents was like they had to worry about what am I gonna eat tomorrow.
Like,
Do
how am I gonna escape the country?
Do I spend my little bit of money on rent or food?
Mm.
Right?
Oh, can I just tell this quick story?
Yeah, sure.
So my mom, like she'd have 5 cents to buy pencils, right? So she would like her dad gave her 5 cents to go buy like 2 pencils or some shit.
Mhm.
So my mom, she went to a convenience store.
Just
And
eat like snacks or something.
yeah, she
Yeah.
saw candy and she was like, I ain't getting these pencils. I'm not doing my homework. So like she bought the candy with the 5 cents, and then when she went home, her dad beat her ass.
Well, why are you procrastinating? Because I'm too broke for homework, man.
Like he didn't. He was like, "Why are you doing your homework?" She was like, "I don't got my pencil."
Nah, but my
Even though he gave her the 5 cents.
My parents, they be or like I think my dad, he would when he was in Korea, like he moved in the 80s, but before his family, like my grandparents and my dad and my uncle, they would eat dinner, but when they eat dinner, like my grandpa would come home with a fish, and it's one small ass fish, but like it's not gonna feed everyone. It's just like he just has it, got it cheap or whatever. So what they'll do is it's not even like, alright, you get a little piece of this and this. It's like they deadass place the fish in the middle of the table. They had rice, so with the rice, like they smell as the fish and rice, bro. Like you can't even grab it. Like I don't know what happened. I think they used that same fish before like time came where it would have gotten bad, so then they'll eat it. But like to make it last for a couple of days, it's literally you look, you smell, and you eat with rice, and you just hope that consistency matches with the fish. Like they had no side dishes. I don't know how they even had rice, let alone this fish. So like with that one fish, you just dream that it tasted good, man. You dream that you eat a steak, man. There ain't no sauce. It's probably like dirty rice too.
Power of imagination.
Yeah,
Isn't there this one thing? It's like the sense of smell affects your taste, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like maybe like they tasted that fishiness in the rice.
No, yeah, bro.
That's hilarious. Wait, that is very funny.
Well, like, yeah, something like that. If you see things like that, and what, at least for immigrant parents that we have to go through, or they had to go through, compared to nowadays, people are definitely much more sensitive. But at the same time, that's just like a new change in society. But something that I think some people say a lot is just like bullying builds character, bullying builds like spirit or something. But I think to an
a certain
extent,
degree,
it's like
it's a two-way street still.
yeah, you
'Cause, like,
build resilience.
I feel like we use bullying just because like it's easier to explain how like we're being mean to our friends, but bullying is really like to a random person.
Yeah.
We're doing it to someone we know, like someone we care about. I feel like it's different. It's just it seems like bullying because how we approach it.
Like
You know?
textbook definition, it's bullying.
It
But, like,
is.
It's somewhat
But-
disciplined, somewhat like
If you're communicating with the person and they're like, nah, it's fine, and like he or she understands like where you're coming from, what you're trying to like tell them, then
You're
it's fine.
fat as fuck.
and also I feel like
Where's
it's
your
not,
neck, David? Where's your neck?
it's not only that, it's like when your friend is like, oh nah, it's fine. So something for sure is like I guess you can't let that go so easily because that might just be what they're saying, but that might not be
Exactly.
what they're feeling. So you have to know. I think what I like to do is like, if I end up doing something like that to my friend, I'll tell them that I'm like, I
I know.
They probably
I
hear
know.
it enough. I care for you. You
Yeah.
know it's because I don't want to bullshit them like this. It's more of like, I'm doing this because like, if I don't tell you, who else is gonna tell you? If I am not the one pushing this information,
You're the person who says things that no one else is gonna
yeah,
say.
like
'cause,
wake the fuck up.
yeah.
No one's gonna let you realize this besides me.
Not
No one's
everyone
gonna
has that,
take this time to tell you about this. So
Mhm.
like know that this is not out of like hate. This is not out of like.
It's not because I hate you. It's just because I care about you.
Yeah.
It might seem ironic to you, because the thing is, some people understand if they were raised similarly. Because we were raised in a way like, and I feel like a lot of immigrant kids are raised like this. Shut the fuck up! You're my kid. You're gonna hear everything.
My house, my rules.
Exactly. Like, I don't give a fuck if I'm being unfair. You think me coming here from Korea or China and working my butt off, and you get a 70 on the test, you think that's fair for me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, but
Like,
at the same time, something like that. That person that you're telling this and whatever, doing like, acting and like, I guess like scolding or trying to like tell them in a way that they'll listen.
it's like, this is the thing. I'm gonna be so honest. Right, specifically with my experiences, right? Whether or not it's from with a friend or a significant other, because it ended both ways for me, and similarly. The way I approached things made them feel as though I was not their friend or boyfriend, more like another parent, right? And you don't want that.
Yeah.
You
I don't
want
need another mom in my friend group. Like
Exactly.
what?
You want someone you can
Don't
hang
tell
out
me what
with.
to do.
You want someone
Yeah.
to love, to hang out with, or go on dates, or hang out with. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I understand. I'm like, I see that, and I'm like, oh, you know. And I feel like as a group of people who have similar experiences with family life, and like the way we approach things is very aggressive. I feel like to a certain degree, we also have to understand not everyone can see what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Not everyone will be understanding, and not everyone will be open enough to be like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, you do care for me, and you're trying to help me.
And like something I think regarding like friends or people like around your age that you do this to, like our siblings or something. I think something that what is it? That tends to happen that people is like people misinterpret, or it just seems to give a wrong impression. Is like a lot of people think that you would do this either to better the image of yourself, or like, oh nah, like you're only doing this because you think like I'm embarrassing you, and I
some
want
people
to.
think it's like guilt tripping. Or
Yeah, it's like, oh, you make me look bad. Fix this. Like, it's really not that.
It's not. It's
And
not.
the fact that you think that, honestly, that comes from, in a certain way, that could come from your insecurities and what you think that, because you're like, oh, I'm totally fine. Like, I don't act like this. You just make it seem like it's such a bad thing, and that because that's like how people see me when I'm around you, it makes you feel embarrassed or whatever. That really isn't, like, it's more of like, you tell that person there's a problem with whatever you're doing and that you have to fix it. That's because it's not my image that's being stained or like broken down because of what you're doing. I could give less of a shit about that.
Yeah.
Because it's really about that person's appearance and like how they portray themselves by themselves, and for the sake of what they want to end up like being perceived as by other people. Because who will look at you and see you for who you are better than your friends or like your family, your siblings?
I mean, it's just the difference in how people are raised. We're raised very aggressively, and that's why we approach things aggressively. But for some people who have a lot more like softer, and like parents who like approach things like a lot nicer, when especially someone like that's not their parent is coming at them.
Billy, I'll take away your phone for 2 days.
Yeah, it's like stuff like that's nothing. Like my dad, he'd be if I piss my dad off, he'd be like, okay, I'll give you a choice, right? I'll give you 10 seconds, you run away, get as far as possible, okay? Or your ass is gonna sit here and get one punch from me. Now if you run away and I catch you,
You're dead.
it's not more than one punch. You know?
What you take?
I ran!
You ran.
I said fuck that, I ran!
So what happened?
He gave up, luckily. Cause like, I ran far enough for it to be like, fuck this, I'm not doing that too far.
I'm not chasing his ass, I'm not sweating.
But like, I got scolded, like, I got shit on until like 2 in the morning. He's like, you fucking piece of shit, how could you run away from me?
You chose the wrong choice.
Why can't he, can't he just wait for you to come back and then he's like...
No, but he's just like, he also like calmed down. He was also
so
like,
he lost the motivation.
yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
Was there times where you took the punch?
Yeah,
How was the punch?
it was bad.
Was it worth it? Like being quick and over like that though?
No.
Really?
He
That shit
would still
hurts.
yell at you.
Yeah, he was still yelling and it would hurt,
How?
bro.
Like where do you punch you? Your face?
No, he would
Bro,
never
how
punch
the
my
fuck
face.
would he punch?
Oh.
If he punched my face, he would get caught.
Yeah. You gotta make sure it's under the clothes.
Why am I black guy?
it was always from like this. From here to here. Never
It's
never
like a
hard.
kick.
Because if I got shorts on, it'll show.
Yeah.
If I got a t-shirt, it'll
Yeah.
show.
Now you stretch. There's something purple. Some kids like, oh, it's like a wash. It's like 20% of your blood is at that bruise. And it's like, what happened? It's like, oh, I fell.
I fell.
I fell on my dad's foot.
fell on my dad's foot.
No,
Oh.
that's crazy.
But like he doesn't do it as much anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
But
dad
like
too.
I got my ass beat a good
Everyone
amount
had
of times, right?
bro.
And I feel like the people who understand and why and people who can like take what I tell them the best are people who are raised similarly to me.
Yeah.
But I feel like to a certain degree, we are the minority. How we are raised. We are
There's not a lot like us.
Not like us.
Within the Asian
Yes.
school. Yeah.
yes. So what I'm saying, all I'm gonna say is we have to change. Sadly. Because
Sadly.
30 years ago, this was normal.
Not even, bro, like 10.
Now. Not 10.
15.
I don't want to say that because to a certain degree, that's when it was starting to be like, you're not supposed to hit your kid and this and stuff. I feel like once it hit the 2000s, once the 2000s came, But like now it's like, oh my god, your parent hits you?
CPS?
They dare to put a finger on you?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, yo, I know they love me and like
This guy came out of my pussy. I deserve to hit him.
But like, it's just 30 years ago, this was normal. How we were raised. It's not normal anymore. I'm not against it. I think like to a certain degree, you can hate your kid here and there. As long as you're not beating the living shit out of them,
Yeah.
then that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But like if you're here and there, a little smack, a little punchy, little kick, it's okay.
Only a little, bro.
It's okay. It's really okay.
Yeah.
But make sure you tell the kid, and if the kid doesn't understand why you're doing it,
Yeah.
then that's the problem.
Yeah.
But if the
Yeah.
kid understands, like, you do love me and like you're just doing it because you're frustrated, because then again, you are an immigrant, you are struggling, you are still a human. We think of our parents because also they're immigrants, so like they struggle so much. We're like, yeah, they can take it. They're stronger than us. No, they're also humans. Think about it. My parents, they, like, I don't know. I'm not gonna speak for everyone, but a lot of these immigrants, they don't have those friends anymore.
They don't have those parents that they can
Exactly.
talk to,
They don't
release
have
their
that.
emotions.
They don't. Some of them, they don't have their brothers. They don't have their siblings here.
Yeah.
And they're really, it's really just me. That's all they have.
To
But-
release.
But I have my friends.
They have no one to talk to.
I have my friends and I have my parents. What do my parents have? It's just me. So to a certain degree, if I'm really like disappointing them, it makes sense that they get mad like that. Because it's like, who else do they have hope for? Who else do they care for?
Also, like, where else can they release?
Exactly, that's true.
Yeah.
Like,
'Cause, like
they just
don't
go
have
to
friends.
work.
They don't have any outlet.
Yeah.
Like they just go to work, come home, feed you, and like take care of you or whatever.
That's
Like,
a
if you're
mis-
being a bitch,
to a certain
they're gonna
degree-
smack the shit out
To
you.
a certain degree, that's a miserable life.
Yeah.
Every day. But the thing is, the fact that they could go through that miserable life because they love us.
You and me.
Not just you, like, because they have their wife, they have their husband. Like,
And-
it's you two against the world, and then also your children.
It's just, they love you so much that when you do, even if it's a little thing and you think they're overreacting, it's just, even the little things just piss them off more because it's like, I love you so much, I go through so much, but like, why are you doing these unnecessary things that tick me off? And I'm like, I get that. But I feel like the worst, there are a lot of pros. I get thick skin. I don't cry easily. But the one con is, I expect that from others when I shouldn't.
Yeah.
I shouldn't. This is not how everyone's raised.
Especially when like our friend group is the majority of us are like from like this type of household.
Exactly.
Right? So
Yeah.
But I
You
mean,
just
there
keep
are
reinforcing.
some who aren't like I'm not gonna say names obviously, but there are some who aren't raised like us, and when we say things we want to say, they get offended.
Hmm.
But then again, they are our friends, so they're able to understand us. So, bottom end of story. When it comes to like boy-girl relationships, friendships, or if it's romantic or whatever, if they can't see that with their own eyes, they're not worth it. To a certain
And, like,
degree,
they cannot-
but to a certain degree, if you can change the type of person you are and like be more lenient and be more understanding and be less aggressive. Perfect, amazing. But even after so much devotion and so much effort, if they don't see it, whether it's a friend or a significant other, they're not worth your time. Don't put extra effort in it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, this is the mental health aspect of a student, right? A lot of us are growing, a lot of us are curious, right? Whether it's sexually or just romantically. We're curious, and we want to start dating. We want to start, just
having different friends.
Yeah, we just want to explore,
social...
like have different cliques. Like we just want to know who the fuck am I?
Where do I fit?
Exactly, right? What kind of people do I work well with? Do I mix well with? What kind of people do I not mix well with?
That leads to your career and everything too. So,
yeah. So it's just, I just want people who watch this, right, the viewers, I want you guys to understand, no matter what you're going to, whether it's schoolwork or whatever or not, or your parents, or your friends, or your significant other, or whatever the fuck romantically your love life is, always remember, people who want to stay in your life will stay and will work through it and will work with you. It's shown because your parents are with you, your friends, if whether or not they're present or not, if they are present, they're with you, and if your significant other is with you, they're with you.
It's the times.
Do not fuck up. You have to be able to change. You cannot be so aggressive to others, and expect change or want change at the same time because you're so aggressive, and not do the same.
You can't be like your parents.
You have to, take ownership.
If generations can change, society can change, then so can you. And
definitely.
Speaking and regarding that is.
And honestly, just going back, I think we should start the dumb question of the day, right?
Yeah.
Because we've talked about the mental state and we talked about boy-girl relationships. I feel like with all our knowledge of just freshman year that we've been through, I think we could give a good amount of tips, right? So dumb question of the day: what tips do you have for freshmen? You want to start, David?
Me?
Yeah, you're very good socially, right? We could just do one each and then just circulate.
I'm in the higher echelon at my school,
You could do the more
academics.
You could talk about the academics.
Okay. Echelon is upper tier.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So, tips for freshmen. Academically, I sound like a hypocrite right now, but don't cram.
Procrastinate?
Yeah. Cram. Before, a day before the test, you start studying. Bro.
Stop!
You're a fucking ass, bro.
Bro,
whatever, bro. Alright. Actually, no. I changed my tip, actually.
That's what misses you.
Oh! I gotta bleep that out. Okay.
Alright, fine, you're done.
Alright. So my tip is,
No fuck.
honestly, don't copy other people's homework.
You do that?
I got a 0 yesterday for that.
You copy someone's homework?
Oh.
Who's?
It's just my friend.
Okay,
we
okay.
both got 0.
Oh shit.
Stupid. Did she even get caught? Or
We both got caught.
did she actually cheat though?
Huh?
Did she give it to you?
Yeah.
Oh nah. She never give it you no more.
Yeah, no shit. That's no more of a plug. You're plug gone.
Yeah.
Nah, she said it's fine.
Alright.
Oh really?
Yeah, she don't give a fuck.
Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway, so just don't copy homework. First of all, the reason why homework is there is obviously if it's unnecessarily long, it's a fucking 1 a.m. and you're trying to go to sleep. Just ask your friend for it. You can copy it. In certain dire situations, but generally you shouldn't because the point of homework is you're learning something, right? A lot of the times when I don't do review. A lot of times when I don't do homework, I generally forget it the next day, and then next day in class I'm like, what the fuck did we learn yesterday again, right? And that's just for example, my friend, I'm usually the plug, right?
So the plug.
I've been the plug since middle school.
You've been,
bro. My friends, during class, they'll ask me, they're like, what the fuck is going on, bro? I'm like, should have done the homework. And that's, homework's a big part of your grade as well. And a lot of teachers, they don't even check for
They do completion.
yeah,
not
they do
correction.
completion, not correction. Yeah, exactly. So you might as well just try and learn something. And honestly, it's strategic for me for being the plug, cause I'd be dropping
money,
the class average
Make money, bro.
Nah, these kids, right? They're so dumb. They're copying my homework, and then on the test they'd be getting 70s.
Oh.
And me,
Yeah, I mean,
100.
Bro,
I don't know.
I'm the homework plug in my school too. But like, if you see the power scaling, it's like he's the plug for me in middle school, and I'm the plug for them, and it's like.
What's your tip?
Yeah, what's your tip?
What's your tip though?
Not academically.
Just any tip. I'm just saying I told him to do academically because like he's
I'm a nerd.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what's funny? We have similar parents and stuff, and like we have similar experiences, and we think similarly, but we're in different cliques.
Yeah.
He's a fucking nerd who plays games and studies. Like,
I don't even study that much though.
Alright,
Just
fine.
plays games.
Matthew's like gym grind and like not like
Not as
grind, but
much.
he goes to gym and like he's a church boy and stuff. And then I'm just like
You a baller.
I play. He doesn't like focus on sports. Like I just play sports and like I just fuck around.
Yeah.
And so we are pretty different.
There's times where some of it will intertwine.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
Like
But like, if you look from a broader perspective,
it is pretty different. Yeah.
Like, look at me, bro. I'm the nerd with the fucking Android, bro. Like.
That's why you gotta let them deliver, bro.
Alright, bro.
12
Nah,
weeks,
it's
bro.
okay. It's okay.
Bro,
Alright, what's your tip?
you couldn't get a new phone during the 12 weeks.
Oh shit!
You skipping my tip, bro.
What's your tip? Hurry up.
I think my tip would definitely be, out of everything, keep your health.
Nothing.
What?
Nah, your tip. I thought it was below the waist.
Oh yeah, that too. Like, definitely keep your health. I know he ain't talking. Hey yo, if you see this, bro.
Hey,
It's so
stop.
bad, bro.
This is too much for me to bleep out, okay?
Alright. But yeah, always keep your health in check. Always make sure that you ain't risking that much of like school priorities or like social priorities, just stuff in general for your health, like sleep and whatever. And also maintain health as in like be consistent and also try to make sure that like you're always staying healthy regarding going to the gym, doing some type of sport, having some type of physical activity, or something like just like a mental stress relief, something like that.
Yeah.
Just so that you don't overwhelm yourself and just like overdo things and end up like breaking down or end up like losing motivation and just like struggling, and just like so that you can maintain throughout the year no matter what school you're in and no matter what your standpoint is on like grades and everything like that.
Alright. Yeah, sure. So what he just typed is like my no neck journey, what they call. So like during quarantine, like I was really fucking fat.
Yeah, like last year he did no neck no.
Okay, bro. Alright, yeah. Anyway, like I was fat as
It's
fuck.
not water, but the ground.
But yeah. So okay, this relates back to bullying. Okay.
That's not fucked up, bro.
We're already done with that.
We're done with that shit, bro. Alright, my tip. Before you skip me like Matthew.
Alright.
Let's try. No neck journey will be for another day.
Yeah, here's another thing. Okay. Alright, for tips for freshmen, number 1, show confidence in whatever you do. Be confident, like
Fake it until you make it.
No.
honestly,
No, these freshmen, bro, their
Wait,
They
ego
already
is
have
too
the
big.
confidence.
unless it's really specifically for health reasons, I'm against wearing a mask. That's very. What I'm saying, it might seem
It has
controversial.
changed so much social.
It might seem controversial, but there's the biggest thing. These kids who are wearing masks, I'm not saying COVID's gone or whatever, or it's not dangerous. It to a certain degree, for some people, it can be a big health risk.
Mhm.
But I feel like the mask is negatively affecting these kids with their confidence. It's like these kids are just wearing a
They
mask.
hide under the mask.
Yeah, and it's like who are you? And I'm
Big dream.
like I'm looking at this and I'm like I talk to like other people, like it's not just freshmen, it's these sophomores who have been wearing masks since freshman year and throughout.
Seniors.
You know, like they went from showing their face every day, like you were not doing this before.
Mm-hmm.
You were not hiding your half of your entire face. But now they are on a daily basis, and it's like I talk to them and it's like they don't know who they are. They're kind of like
Yeah.
they're blank, their minds. Like they can't think for themselves. It's just like they care so much about everyone else's opinions, and I'm like, that's not good.
Mhm.
Dude, that's terrible. So my biggest advice is, at the end of the day, what I'm saying is be confident and do what you believe in.
Accept yourself.
Accept yourself. But I feel like for now, you might think it's not a big deal, but wearing that mask is just another way of yourself subconsciously being like, I'm gonna hide myself. I don't want my true colors to show. And
It's like there's a mask of social media, and then within social media and what people see on social media, there's a mask.
because even with the internet, there's already a fake persona on the internet that you have, and then there's one that you have with your friends. But I feel like with that mask is like you're hiding yourself.
You're mask fishing.
With the mask, you're hiding yourself on the internet and in real life. And how are you gonna correctly connect with people
if you're just faking it?
Exactly. It's just like, I'm not calling out people. I'm not saying everyone does that. It's just I feel like from my experiences and from like me being social with others, not wearing a mask has helped me.
Yeah.
It just makes me, because these kids are getting uncomfortable with themselves. They're being uncomfortable with their own skin. It's just
literally acne and all.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, fuck it.
It's
Take it off. Be yourself.
Everyone has acne. Like,
Everyone.
and also like the mask, it like holds in like
the sweat, the moisture,
yeah, that's the sweat, the moisture.
Yeah.
It's called maskne. It causes more acne.
It makes it worse.
Yeah.
But that is like my biggest advice. Be confident in whatever you do.
Yeah.
And life will just be amazing. So like, the I don't give a fuck mentality. That's, I feel like, only certain situations. Right? When it's like, when your back is against the wall, there's nothing you can do except the L and work harder. That's like, you want fuck it, I don't give a shit. Whatever, I'm gonna keep moving forward. Now, should that be your daily, like, motivation, like how you work? No. Bad. I don't think that's good either, because that would just make you, like, disregard the little things in life.
Yeah.
So, enjoy life, enjoy your high school experience, because I even told Evan, this is like it's like kind of a friend that we have as a year younger than us. I told him, freshman year is when you have fun.
Yeah.
Freshman year, honestly, was really fun for me.
Besides
Besides
like being able to drive.
It was fun. It was fun. Like, freshman year, like, that's when you meet new people, and like, low key, this is when talking to girls is fine. Like, this is really when like you can talk to a girl and like asking them out isn't like, oh wow, you're down bad, you're weird, like, oh he has a little crush. No, it's just like normal. It's just being a guy, you just want to talk to a girl.
Thing is, don't peak in high school.
Don't.
But that's another conversation.
That's another conversation for another time.
All of that we're saying will expand more as we continue.
But be confident with yourself, please, and have fun. If you are confident with how you rock and how you roll, you're gonna have those friends that you can trust. And when you have that support system,
it's a good foundation.
Yeah. And when you have that support system, no matter what happens in life, it will be fine. And I'm glad to have a support system like you guys.
Yeah.
And I hope everyone can have that, but not all. Not everyone can have it. So as a freshman, be confident and make good friends.
Yeah.
And have fun.
Yeah. My next tip, it's kind of like an add-on to like what you said, like making friends, right? I think that you should join as many clubs and do like as many ECs as possible. Like, not only like
it builds character.
Yeah, it builds character, but like not only will it help you with college, but like you meet so many new fun people, right? Like in our school, like there's this big ass key club, and I'm sure there's a big ass key club in Dozo as well, right? And like there's a lot of people who go to the events, and like for me, this may sound like a little cringe, but like a lot of the friends that I made, like the upperclassmen, they're from like the esports club and like whatever, right? Like, but yeah, now it's fine because like I asked them for like a lot of advice, and like they're upperclassmen, so they've taken like the teachers that I have, and like just don't only make friends within like your grade, right? Yeah. Like it's sad that these seniors and these juniors or these sophomores are gonna have to go soon, like sooner than you. But
they give good advice.
They give really good advice, and you learn a lot.
If you have the chance to be friends with someone like older than you, do it. Jump on it, because they already went through the 4 years or 3 years or 2 years. They're already ahead of you. You might have better grades than them in freshman year, but guess what? That don't mean shit.
Yeah, better experience, better.
And not just that. Every person's life is different. This kid, right? This kid who's gotten amazing grades, like this senior. Let's say there's 2 seniors, right? This kid did great all 4 years. But this kid went through adversity, right? He didn't do that good freshman year, but then he got it gradually better. Which one would you ask advice for? I would ask the one who went through adversity. Because he understands.
Yep.
Or he or she.
If I can, I would ask both.
I mean, yeah, but if I had to choose, because on one side it's just he or she has always been good. So when you're going through adversity, they might not be able to understand correctly. They might not be able to give you good advice because if they've never went through it,
Yeah, struggle.
How
What the
can
hell
they-
is that?
yeah, how can they help you? They help you succeed, right? In their image, in their eyes. But that might not always work for you because of your certain circumstance that the person who went through adversities can't help you with.
Mm-hmm.
So never just because this person, in your eyes is like, oh, the model person or model student, does not mean they can give you the best advice in your specific situation.
Yeah.
So always make friends, and I told this to someone that's very important to me. I always told this: make friends that are different from you, because you stick with the same kind of people, and you will be the same kind of person, whether you like it or not. Maybe the same people you hang out with are good people,
Yeah.
but then again, just because you're a good person does not mean you can understand every person's opinions,
Perspective.
right? Which also in like gradually will make you a less understanding person. So it's not always the best. So always hang out and reach out to different kinds of people and really learn from that.
Yeah.
It's just high school really is the learning experience.
It's somewhat of a network.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And with like ECs and stuff, don't overdo it. You're still a freshman. Like do the clubs that
You
seem
really want.
fun to
Yeah.
you. You can worry about clubs that are important like sophomore year. But for now, just do things you want to do because you want to have fun.
Mhm.
But
That's
that doesn't,
personality
yeah.
too.
But it doesn't mean that you're gonna slack off at school. Make sure to keep your grades up. But don't get
Freshman year is the biggest GPA
That's
booster,
true.
bro.
but it can also be bad if you do
If
good.
you go bad, like
If you let's say you did amazing freshman year and then you did bad sophomore year, it's just not good.
Mhm.
But that does not mean that you should shit on freshman year and then do
Yeah.
good sophomore year. That's not gonna just
be
different.
consistent.
Yeah, be
That's it.
consistent. Be consistent, but do show a little bit of improvement.
Mhm.
So like, just because you got that 1.0 or 170 on
It's
that
not the end of the
chemistry,
world.
in that chemistry like bio test, it's not the end of the world. You have the next 3 years.
Mhm.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Like really have fun. You have another advice?
No, I think we said everything.
I think that wraps it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That was good episode. By the way,
Before we close it off, just want to say thank you for the veterans who serve. Thank you. It's not easy to risk your life, and there's just the mental health and just the struggles on the daily life of a veteran is it's just
man,
mind shock. I can't even
yeah.
begin
Mhm.
to understand it because I don't think I'll ever be able to do something like that. So thank you to the veterans.
Even if they, that's if they watch the.
Well, that's if they watch it,
Yeah.
but happy Veterans Day.
Yeah. And
Shit, maybe I'll send this to my fucking gym teacher. Well, Miss Garcia, that's her name.
Miss
Miss
Garcia.
Garcia, happy Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Alright, I think that we'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
We'll
Second,
see you guys in episode 3.
hopefully, if
Yeah.
the shit gets even out.
Alright, bro, chill.
Alright, that's it.
Jump his ass.
Nah, tickle his eye.